Is Airbnb still worth it? Can you get started today with Airbnb and make it worth your while? You've heard in the news that the economy's terrible, that bookings on Airbnb and other sites are down 25% or more, and there's more competition. So can you make money with Airbnb? If you're thinking about getting started with Airbnb, then this video is going to help you answer those questions and help you to see how you can gain a competitive advantage if you want to be in the real estate business, specifically in Airbnb. I'm Charles Rashid, and I've been in the hotel business my entire life. I've been on platforms like Airbnb and VRBO and Booking.com for over 5 years, and I teach people and mentor them on how to begin investing in real estate, specifically with short-term rentals. So, is Airbnb still worth it to get started today? About 6 months ago, I was ready to throw in the towel. I was so sick of I honestly was just getting burnt out. I spend about 5 minutes every morning managing my Airbnbs. Now, you can automate all this stuff, but I like to be involved in my business, so I message every guest. I make sure my cleaners have the calendar and I know where they are on what days, and I also know about what maintenance is needed, so I manage my maintenance crew on where to fix what at what time. I can automate all that, but I don't want to do that. So I spend about 5 minutes a day on 24 short-term rentals that I have in about 7 different cities. And every once in a while, you get a guest that is just a complete pain in the ass. They can't figure out the lock. They can't find the towels. They can't find the pan that they want to bake a casserole, and on and on and on. And a few months ago, I had multiple guests like that, and I was just like, is this really worth it? And I have 8 units that are in one building that are rental arbitrage that I don't own. And I was thinking about just getting rid of those 8, simplifying my life a little bit, and I felt like I really wasn't making any money with them. So before I just terminated my lease, I said I better dig into each unit, see what my revenue was, what my expenses are, and how much I'm actually making for the amount of time that I'm putting in it. And so I went through each one of those units, and what I found was 5 of the units were making on average $700 a month. So that's $3,500. One of the units or 2 of the units were just about breaking even, and one was losing money. So here's what I did. I got rid of the one that was losing money. I just terminated the lease. The landlord took it back. The other 2 units, and this is why I love short-term rental, is because it's so flexible. One of the units I rented as a long-term furnished apartment, and now I'm making $450 a month on that unit. I rented another one mid-term rental to a nurse, and she signed a 7-month lease or so, and I'm making about $900 a month on that one. But with the short-term rental, it wasn't occupied as much. So the midterm rental is the way to go. And I'm considering doing that on 2 more. But what I found was really, for the amount of time that I spend, less than 5 minutes a day, it is worth the $4,000 or so that I'm making a month. So that's something that you have to decide on. And what I really did to make sure that I had a competitive advantage is I went through each of the units. I have other videos on this of how to stay competitive in a market. Each market's different. Each unit is different. But make sure you have nice, comfortable furniture, nice, comfortable beds. Make sure that it is well appointed. There's nice pictures on the wall. I like to have really nice pots and pans, cooking utensils. We've even started putting like bullet blenders in, Nespresso coffee makers on top of the Keurig or the ground coffee makers, toaster ovens. Microwaves are a given. Just anything that makes it more like home for guests, and it makes it an amenity that they want to stay there. So I'm always looking for something to add value to my unit that makes it warm, welcoming, and more like home. And then the second thing that's really the most important is revenue management. I talk about this in other videos as well. As you may know, I've been in the hotel business my whole life, and it's all about managing the revenue on a daily basis to get the highest occupancy and the highest rate possible. And the way I do this is at the beginning of the year, I look at every single event that's coming to my town and I raise the rates on those days. And then on a weekly or every other week basis, I look at my calendar. If I start getting bookings for a certain date, then I raise the price even more. If it's too far in advance, like a month or further, then I know something's popped up and I'm able to maximize my rate. And then on the opposite side of that is when it's really slow, dead of winter, there's nothing going on in West Virginia, then I drop the rate. I already have the rent or the mortgage payment, the insurance, the utilities. So I'm able to maximize my occupancy and also maximize my rate. And what my competition does is they just put a flat $100 a month and they set it and forget it and they lose out. So during the peak season, they get rented first and they're leaving money on the table. A lot of times they're booking for half of what they could book for. And then during the slow season, they never get booked because they're higher than everybody else. So revenue management and making your place really nice are the two keys to competing in the Airbnb market in today's economy with all the competition and what's going on around the country and around the world. I hope you like this video. If you would like to have a free ebook that I have written on how to build wealth through real estate investing, including maximizing revenue through short-term rentals, then just put a comment below and I'll pin a link to that.